really glad and honored to talk today about Batas border communication. The word Batas means border in Bahasa Indonesia. It's a familiar word one might come across on the Indonesia Papua New Guinea border region. Hence, I opted for that word in the title of my presentation. As far as Batas communication is concerned, little has been known regarding the usage of tok pisin by Indonesian merchants at the Indonesia-Papua New Guinea border. I consulted with Professor Volker and inquired about previous studies on Batas communication. And he said to me, I don't think there has been much, if any, actual study of Batas communication. Professor Jeff Siegel confirmed this. As far as I know, Professor Volker is right about little, if any, research having been done in this area. Thus, actual studies on Batas communication is probably rare or might even be under-researched. In my talk today, I'd like to present to you or show you some evidences of the usage of tok pisin by Indonesian merchants at the Sko market. But before that, please kindly allow me to introduce myself. My name is Selmina Rumawak. I'm from Papua, Indonesia, but I was born and raised in Papua New Guinea. I lived for almost 13 years in this very linguistically diverse country in the world. I grew up speaking tok pisin and Papuan Malay. Probably that's why I'm really interested in pidgins and creoles, especially tok pisin, a variety of Melanesian English pidgin spoken in Papua New Guinea. So let's begin. I'll begin with my talk. First of all, I'd like to show you the New Guinea map. So you will be familiar with where the Sko market is located. In the next slides, when I begin talking about Batas communication or showing you the examples of the usage of tok pisin at the Sko market. So this is the map of New Guinea. The western part is Papua and West Papua provinces of Indonesia, whereas the eastern part here, it's an independent country, Papua New Guinea. And here's the borderline between Indonesia and Papua New Guinea. And this is Sko market, the place where Indonesian merchants sell their goods or items to Papua New Guinean customers. If you enlarge the Google map, this is what you will see. So here is the Indonesia Papua New Guinea border, It's temporarily closed due to COVID-19. And here is Pasar Sko, border Sko market. Here's a picture of the market. Right. The trade system on the Indonesia Papua New Guinea border region has brought the two countries' languages and cultures into contact. So in my talk, I will focus on the usage of talk pisin by the Indonesian merchants, but I will also provide you examples of Bahasa Indonesia, which is also used in the conversation by an Indonesian merchant. Here is a news from the internet. The title is in Bahasa Indonesia, unik. Pasar tradisional ini gunakan dua mata uang dan dua bahasa. Unique, like it's unique. This traditional market uses two currencies and two languages. So the two currencies refers to kina, that's the Papua New Guinea currency, and rupiah, that's the Indonesian currency. Whereas the two languages are Tok Pisin and Bahasa Indonesia. So here you could see an Indonesian woman, a seller, and a Papua New Guinean customer or buyer. Right. Professor Volker states that on the border itself, there are many Indonesians who speak Tok Pisin. And there's also two indigenous West Papuan scholars in their writing, in an article that they wrote. They mentioned many Indonesian kiosk owners can speak Pidgin. Pidgin here refers to Tok Pisin, to effectively communicate the price of products they sell. I was privileged having interviewed a man by the name Dekius Sumo. He lives on the border region, on the Indonesia Papua New Guinea border region. I asked him, bahasa-bahasa apa yang digunakan di pasar Sko ini yang sering Bapak dengar? What languages are used at the Sko market that you often hear? And this was his answer. Bahasa Melayu, Papuan Malay, or Malay language. Bahasa PNG, PNG language. Here PNG language refers to Tok Pisin. Bahasa Inggris juga, English too, that's what he said. And bahasa kampung, village languages, or vernacular. Now I'd like to show you a documentary about cerita tentang Sko di Papua. The story about Sko in Papua. It's interesting because in this video, they're gonna show you the usage of tok pisin at the school market. And according to a linguist, an Indonesian linguist, he mentioned that tok pisin might be a threat for the school language on the border. So let's watch it together.
Sedikit aja mereka tahu, meskipun sudah lama. Kemudian, bagaimana? Dan yang lebih menarik nih, posisi Sko itu ada di perbatasan antara Papua Nugini. Indonesia itu memiliki bahasa persatuan kan, bahasa Indonesia. Papua Nugini juga memiliki bahasa nasional, tok pisin.
Sko lies between the Indonesia Papua New Guinea border. Indonesia is a national language, Bahasa Indonesia. Papua New Guinea is a national language too, tok pisin.
Sekarang bagaimana interaksi mereka di perbatasan itu? Sementara kalau kita lihat beberapa artikel yang sudah muncul, akses mereka untuk keluar masuk Papua Nugini itu bisa dikatakan relatif bebas. Itu mereka kapan saja bisa keluar masuk, karena mereka masih punya hubungan kerabat dengan suku yang tinggal di perbatasan Papua Nugini itu. Jadi mau tidak mau hubungan keluarga itu masih tetap jalan ya.
So, how is the Sko people's interaction with the Papua New Guineans on the border? There are several articles that mentioned the Sko people have access to and from Papua New Guinea, can be said to be relatively free. They can exit and enter into the Papua New Guinea border at any time because they have relatives and tribes who live in Papua New Guinea. So, inevitably, their family relationship is still ongoing.
Pemerintah Indonesia menginisiasi pembangunan pasar perbatasan di Sko Wutung. Pasar tersebut, selain menjadi gerbang bagi terbukanya pemasukan devisa Indonesia, juga tempat berinteraksi antara masyarakat Sko dan Wutung. Menariknya, interaksi sosial di pasar perbatasan ini banyak menggunakan bahasa pisin yang digunakan masyarakat Wutung, Papua Nugini. Apakah interaksi sosial yang terjadi di pasar perbatasan menjadi salah satu penyebab hilangnya bahasa Sko di Papua?
The Indonesian government initiated the construction of a border market in Sko Wutung. This market, apart from being a gateway for opening up Indonesia's foreign exchange earnings, as well as a place for interaction between the Sko and Wutung people, interestingly, social interactions in this border market mostly use the Pidgin language. Refers to tok pisin. Yeah. Will the social interactions that take place at the border market be one of the causes for the loss of Sko language in Papua?
You give me price for 150 and I'm going 6
So this is a conversation between
the family gonna marry in 5
an Indonesian
It's
merchant
25
and
kilo.
Papua New Guinean customer. They're speaking in tok pisin.
Bien. Bisa mismo, bisa marasa. Na bien you Oke, mantap. Dikit na kami kita. Yang kita itu
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
300.
9, 10. Sudah, dibilang. I'm behind, Pastor. I'm last one, I'm Pablo behind. Yep. One pla katen, nah one pla liquid katen. Bahasa di sini sih bahasa mereka menggunakan bahasa pidgin. Namun ada sedikit orang saya sih untuk warga Papua Nugini yang mengerti untuk bahasa Indonesia. Namun sedikit aja yang mereka tahu, meskipun sudah lama, tetap mereka menggunakan bahasa pidgin. Jadi kita juga di sini dituntut untuk bisa menggunakan bahasa pidgin karena komunikasi yang kita gunakan adalah bahasa tersebut. Jadi untuk kita komunikasi memang kita harus mesti belajar dengan bahasa pidgin sendiri. Lantas
Talk Pisin is used at the school market. A minority of Papua New Guinean customers speak Bahasa Indonesia. Although the Papua New Guinean customers have been engaging in a business transaction with Indonesians for a lengthy period, they only know a little Bahasa Indonesia and persist to speak Talk Pisin. Hence, we are demanded to speak Talk Pisin. We refers to the Indonesian merchants. We are demanded to speak Talk Pisin due to its role as a lingua franca. Ultimately, we need to learn Talk Pisin for effective mutual communication. That's what this Indonesian merchant was saying. So here are some pictures at the border. This one is at the school market. This picture was captured in 2018. So here, this writing, it says, Laris adwe ostoa bilong aba no stap aninit long diwai mango. It's in Talk Pisin. So it's translated as Laris Hardware, or the shop or store that belongs to Abba, is now relocated under a mango tree. And here this sign, it says Marketing Point School, Jayapura, Papua. Yeah, that's me, yeah. And here, on this third sign, it's interesting that they use the word kai kai. Kai kai in Talk Pisin means food or to eat. It's a word derived from Polynesian, usually Talk Pisin. That's what, according to the Jakarta Dictionary and Grammar of Melanesian Pidgin, written by Francis Mihalik. Now let's look at three examples of the conversations that I recorded at the school market. The first one is about, it's a conversation between Papua New Guinean customers and the Indonesian market vendors. So FC here refers to female customer. So here the female customer is saying, or is asking, "Mi goreng amas." So how much is fried noodles or mi goreng? Yeah, This is mie goreng, an example of mie goreng. Then the male vendor answered, 23. And then this male vendor was asking, you liking 1M? What do you want? What do you want to buy? And the male customer answered, me like him noodles. I want noodles. I want to buy noodles. Then there's another conversation here. The male vendor was asking, hello, paini 1M. So, hello, what are you looking for? Like, what do you want to buy? And bro, paini 1M. So, bro, brother. Bro, paini 1M, brother. What are you looking for? What do you want to buy? Then the male customer answered, 2 pelakaten noodles. 2 cartons of noodles. The next conversation was between an Indonesian phone seller and a Papua New Guinean buyer. PS stands for phone seller. And 40 kina tasol, different price lang yan. It's 40 kina only. A different price. Then customer, Papua New Guinean customer, true ya. That's true. Oh, it's true. Customer, okay, onim, putim language. Okay, 10 on the phone. Select the language. Phone seller, Australia language ya. Select Australia language. Do you want me to select Australia language? Customer, igat color the red to onogat. Black chola. Is there a color of red? Is there a color of red or not? Is it only black? Phone seller, black chol, only black. Customer, boy putim glass bloem. You will put the screen protector for the phone. Phone seller, glass or bitok pinis lo putim. So glass, in English, screen protector for the phone. Yes, I've told you I will apply it or put it on the phone. The third or the final example of the conversation is between a clothes seller and my mother. So CR is a clothes retailer, a clothes seller, yeah. Mama, selamat pagi. Like, mother, good morning. Bilum lo wamen ha? So it's like, hey, bilum. So bilum is a traditional bag, and it's hand woven. The interesting thing is this bilum, this traditional bag, is used both in Papua New Guinea and West Papua. In Papua New Guinea, in Tok Pisin, it's called bilum, whereas in Papuan Malay, we call it noken. Noken in Tokbisin means no. All right, let's continue. So, bilum lo wamena. So it's like, okay, bilum lo wamena. So, are you looking for a bilum from Wamena? Wamena is name of a place in West Papua, in the highlands of West Papua. Bilum lo wasara. Are you looking for a wasara bilum? Wasara is in Papua New Guinea. It's the name of a place. Bilum lo telefomin. Or you're looking for a telefomin bilum? Telefomin is the name of a place in Papua New Guinea. Then my mother answered, in West Papua. What my mother was trying to say here is, do you sell West Papuan bilum? Like, don't you sell West Papuan bilum or noken? Then the clothes retailer answered, oh, West Papuaya, bilum lo lani jaya wamena. So, so you're looking for a West Papuan bilum, or you're looking for a West Papuan noken. A bilum from Lani Jaya Wamena. So Lani Jaya Wamena, it's in West Papua, name of a place. Yeah. So here is a picture of a bilum. It's a noken. So when I say noken, I refers to the West Papuan bilum, the West Papuan traditional bag. Whereas if I refer to bilum, or if I say, if I use the word bilum, I'm referring to the traditional bag used by Papua New Guineans in Papua New Guinea. Right. So I'd like to show you authentic examples of bilum or noken that we've heard previously. So on my left here, this is a Wamena bilum. It's also used as a traditional attire. So this lady, my friend, is wearing a bilum as a traditional attire. And this is me here. I'm carrying a small bilum, a Wamena bilum. So both of these are noken, Wamena noken. Yeah, this one and this one. Whereas the picture in the middle, this is me. The traditional bag that I'm carrying here is a bilum. It's a Papua New Guinean bilum. And there are two videos that I'd like to play here for you to watch. The first is, here it is. And these are Papua New Guinean films.
Films are beautiful.
These films are from Goroka, Eastern Islands province of Papua New Guinea.
Films are beautiful.
In Papua New Guinea, one could tell where the films are from, the origin of the films, or just looking at the designs, the patterns in the films. So these films are
Wow.
Goroka films.
Films.
Right. So we've come to the end of our presentation. We've heard and we've learned about the usage of tok pisin by Indonesian merchants at the Sco market. If there's a takeaway message that we would take with us home from this presentation, is this. Tok pisin is a blessing to the Indonesian merchants. Yes, I said tok pisin is a blessing to the Indonesian merchants because with this language, the Indonesian merchants are able to effectively communicate the prices of their goods or the items that they sell to the Papua New Guinean customers. I hope there's something that you've learned from this presentation. Thank you. Thank you, Tomas.